Howdy, I'm Bob Terry. Welcome to the Forsaken Westerns. The Forsaken Westerns is all about finding and preserving Western films that have been abandoned, forsaken, perhaps even forgotten. The episode we have coming up is the epitome of just that. A television Western pilot that has been forsaken and apparently was never aired. While I knew about this pilot, I wasn't sure that a copy of it was in existence. The title of this series is The Frontier World of Doc Holliday. The title of this episode is Birth of a Legend. Warner Brothers in the late 1950s was king of the TV westerns, and this was another attempt at a western series to go along with Cheyenne, Sugarfoot, Bronco, Lawman, Colt 45, and Maverick. Warner's was very fond of casting people to portray the real Western legend John Henry Doc Holliday in their shows. In the Maverick series, Gerald Moore portrayed Doc twice and was also cast in a non-Warner Western as Doc Holliday in an episode of Tombstone Territory. Peter Breck played the part of Doc 5 times in Maverick, but in 1959 Warner Brothers cast Adam West in this pilot, then cast him as Doc in episodes of Lawman, Sugarfoot, and Colt 45. The only people who this pilot was shown to were, of course, Warner Brothers executives, but also board members of companies that were being sought out as sponsors would have likely viewed this show. So, until now, very few people have seen this rare treasure. West Coast stars are Edgar Stelly, Wally Brown, Richard Reeves, the always incredible Jeff York, and the always captivating and beautiful Ruta Lee. So sit back, relax, kick your boots up, and enjoy the world premiere of The Frontier World of Doc Holliday. And we'll see you after the show.
Well, looky here now. It ain't Buster Boy himself. The working girl's friend. Son, I thought I told you not to be in town when I got back.
Lutz, don't stop anything in here.
If you're looking for trouble, you'll have to wait your turn. Hey, you hear all right, don't you? I didn't say nothing that confused you last time. Well, now, I reckon I'll have to straighten you out for once and all.
It's not very sharp, but I'm not fussy if you aren't. Warner Brothers presents...
It started in Dallas in '73. That's where the legend began. It spread through the West and it made history. The legend of a gun and a man.
This is Dallas, Texas. In the years after the war between the states, Dallas was a fast-growing city, and the end of the railroad line and the beginning of the Great West. Dallas was John Henry Holliday's first stop on his long journey of exile in the West. He arrived on a winter morning in 1873.
Doc Holliday, the world of Doc Holliday.
I didn't know Holliday then, but as a doctor, I came to know him soon, and to know his tragic secret.
The frontier world of Doc Holliday.
Howdy. Whiskey. Good stuff, huh? It would be in a tannery. Sorry I don't follow you. Well, whatever this is, it'd raise a blister on a rawhide boot. I never tried it. You new in Texas? Most people are, aren't they? How do you like the place? There are two things I'd have to cultivate a taste for. One is smallpox, the other's Texas.
Said, let go of my arm.
I suppose maybe you found somebody you like better, huh?
That wouldn't be hard.
Who is it?
That I like better than you? Everybody. Keep this for me, will you, Jake?
Sure. You having trouble?
No, getting away from it.
Good. That poker game over there, is it private or public? Just flash a $2 bill, mister, and they'll drag you into it.
Who was that?
Nobody I know. Moody-looking sort.
Dresses nice. Talks nice. Like a gentleman.
That don't mean anything. He could be an actor.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You the dentist?
That's right, ma'am.
Well, my name's Kate Elder. We met once before at the Gateway Saloon. I work at the Gateway. I'm a dancer.
Oh. What can I do for you?
Oh, I have a tooth that is just killing me. It's
This one? I'm sorry, ma'am. I can't find anything at all. The tooth seems sound. There's no swelling or reddening of the gum.
Oh? Well, what should I do about it?
Leave it alone.
But if it hurts?
If it bothers you again, take a shot of whiskey.
Will that help?
I use it myself all the time.
Well, thanks a lot, Doc. How much do I owe you?
What did I do for you? Nothing.
Well, probably be seeing you around. Small place, Dallas.
Yes? Yes, it is.
Bye.
I could give it to you in a tumbler. Save a lot of wear and tear on your elbow.
No, thanks. I need the exercise. That's what I come in here for, that and the fresh air.
Hello, Doc. I tried your prescription. It works.
Ma'am?
The whiskey.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that.
Of course, I still owe you the bill. You'll have to let me buy you a drink.
But I'd be indebted to you.
Good. Then you could buy me a drink, and then after that it would be the house's turn.
Out. Go to work.
Well, all right, if you won't let me buy you a drink.
I seen that.
Good. Maybe it'll help you get the point that I'm through with you.
Tell me something, George. Would you say that I was, well, ugly?
Since you brought it up, I can't say as I give it much thought one way or the other.
Well, now let me put it to you another way. Would you say that I was, pretty?
Nobody'd say that.
Oh,
Oh, sometimes it makes me want to cry. I say to myself, Jim, you got to do something about it. But I reckon I just ain't never going to have pretty brown eyes, smooth, creamy complexion like some of these Boston dandies I see getting off the trains.
How do you like that new stuff we got in, Jim?
Of course, there's other things. You take a little bluebird. It's a pretty little thing. Once you get the feathers off, though, don't amount to much. You, reckon, George, that feathers might help me some?
Take a heap of bluebirds.
Hey, Deacon. Deacon.
Are you speaking to me?
Well, we was having a little discussion over here. I thought maybe you might be able to settle it for us. First off, though, I want to ask you one thing. You ain't an undertaker, right?
No.
Or a preacher? Or running for legislature?
No.
And you just dress this way because you like to, ain't that right?
That's right.
Huh? Oh, it's all right. We'll be coming to you. You pretty as all get out.
That's kind of you.
What I was going to ask you is, do you reckon if I was to write to Boston, Massachusetts, somewheres like that, got myself a little shroud like you got there, and roughly a little shirt full of cornstarch and a little necktie, cute little thing like that, do you think that would make me pretty?
That's rather hard to say.
Well, I would be prettier than I am now, wouldn't I?
I think so.
Well, tell me why you think so.
There's one rather fortunate thing about your appearance.
Tell me.
There's nothing you can do to it that won't improve it.
You ain't only pretty, you're smart, ain't you?
Another to the same place.
Well, seeing as how I can't be pretty, you think maybe I could get to be as smart as you are?
Well, some people aren't meant to have any great amount of intelligence. But I can give you a suggestion. Nobody'd ever notice if you didn't talk so much.
You ain't going nowhere, Percy, unless I tell you to.
Come on, Jim, leave him alone.
Shut your mouth. What's your name, little feller?
His name's Holliday. He's a dentist.
Holliday, huh? Well, I got a suggestion for you. I don't like your looks, nor your smell, nor your smart. I like a little way of talking. When I don't like something, I ain't the kind to put up with it. Where's your gun, Buster?
I haven't any gun.
I don't know where you come from, but you just better get it in that little head of yours that you ain't there no more. You just get underfoot with me one more time. Let me come across you when I ain't feeling too good. I'm going to pick you up and dust the floor with you. You got anything cute to say about that?
No.
All right. Take yourself where I can't see you.
It was about that time that Holliday came to see me.
That's uncommonly generous of you.
Generous? I don't understand.
6 months to live. It's 3 months more than the doctors in Georgia gave me.
I said 6 months at the outside.
I was wondering a little while ago, what might happen if I got into strenuous exercise? Like a fight or something like that.
If you got into a good fight today, it could knock just about 6 months off your time.
Around these parts, it might be worth it. Thank you again.
Doc?
Huh?
It's me, Kate. Are you all right?
Oh. Have you got any reason at all for being here?
Well, I got a little worried. You're not following your usual routine.
And what's that?
You know as well as I do. Most days you're up and around by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And then you make sure that your out to lunch sign is in place. And then you have your breakfast. And then you spend the rest of the day throwing away your money in the saloon at the poker table.
Good a place as any.
Look at you. You're smart, educated, healthy. Why, there isn't anything in the world you couldn't do if you wanted to. But I don't think there's anything you want to do.
Sure there is. I want to go back to sleep.
Well, you do better to wake up and start figuring out what you're going to do with the rest of your life.
Maybe I'll get a bonnet and a tambourine and be a missionary like you.
Well, you'll never make it on an empty stomach.
Thank you for coming in here to cheer me up. Draw the shades again on your way out.
I have already ordered your breakfast. Now, you better be there in front of it in 20 minutes, or I'm coming back here for you with a dipper full of cold water.
Where will you find water in Texas?
Have faith. I'll find some.
First thing about these buffalo hunters is they keep stopping work to get back into town.
Where's Kate?
She ain't here.
I ain't asking you where she ain't. I'm asking you where she is. Maybe getting her teeth fixed or sitting with a sick friend in his room?
Kate's through with you, Jim. Why can't you leave her alone?
Because she's my girl. Is that good enough reason? Well, looky here now. It ain't Buster Boy himself. The working girl's friend. Son, I thought I told you not to be in town when I got back.
Lutz, don't stop your thing in here.
If you're looking for trouble, you'll have to wait your turn. Hey, you hear all right, don't you? I mean, I didn't confuse you nothing what I said last time.
But any time you open your mouth, I get a little confused.
Well, now, I reckon I'll have to straighten you out for once and all.
It's not very sharp. But I'm not fussy if you aren't.
This is gonna be fun.
Lutz, leave him alone!
Now, Buster, on your feet. I'm just beginning to hold up an appetite. You want me to help you up?
Jim, leave him alone. He doesn't mean anything to me.
You don't? Fine, then stay out of it.
I'm not staying out of it. This is my place, and I want you out. You get out of here, and don't you ever come back. I don't want you around here.
You mean that, Jake? You don't like my money?
I don't like your money, I don't like your looks, and I don't like your smelling up my store.
Well, now, you're different than our pretty little friend here. You're big enough to do something about it, ain't you? You're not only bigger than he is, you got a gun. If I recollect right, he's just down the barways. Well, why don't you move down to it, Jake? It's not going to come to you.
I don't want no gunfight with you.
You already have. And you ain't crawling out of it. Move. Just right about there, ain't it?
ahead, Jim.
What's going on here? What was that shot?
Dead?
It was a fair fight, Deputy. Drake was already bringing up his gun before Lou drawed.
He was taking quite a chance, Jim. His gun was right out in the open.
Didn't make no difference. He was scared. Scared man can't aim a gun or pull a trigger nohow.
You better come along with me, Jim.
Well, let me say goodbye to my little friend here first. Listen, little feller, if I know the sheriff, and I do, he's probably going to ask me to leave town for a little while. Now, if you don't mind some suggestions, given in a friendly way, you better not be here when I get back. But if you are, have a gun.
All it takes is a little time. Rome wasn't built in a day.
You're talking about Rome, Georgia, I think it was.
Doc, I know you have some kind of trouble. It must be even more serious than I thought.
Everybody has trouble.
Everybody doesn't try to drink himself to death.
That's a pity.
No matter what kind of trouble anybody has, it's easier if somebody helps you carry it. But you don't want help. You just want to stand there by yourself and hang on to your trouble and feel as bad about it as you possibly can. Well, I can't stand it, Doc. I want to help you.
Nothing's worth crying about. Thanks anyway.
John Henry Holliday's visit to me had been on April 17th, 1873. Tonight was October 17th, exactly 6 months later. There was no panic in Doc Holliday's heart. There was no special feeling of any kind. There was only the knowledge that his time was up. The prospect of dying quickly, violently, cleanly in a gunfight was an ironic one. It appealed to the sardonic humor in the man.
Doc? Doc?
Hey, Buster. You there with a little black mustache.
Me?
You still ain't going back to Boston?
Why would I go back to Boston?
Oh, 'cause I sort of suggested the last time I saw you.
Oh, you gave me an alternative, remember?
Well, by grannies, he's got himself a gun. Hey, fellas, come over and take a look. That's what I call being a real gentleman. You know, it wouldn't be no fun for me if I had to beat him to death with my fists.
Let's not keep them waiting. You look frightened, Mr. Lutz. You want to watch that? Remember, a scared man can't aim a gun or pull a trigger nohow. Aren't you going to draw your gun?
In that little span of time, a quiet Georgia dentist had become a Western gunman. John Henry Holliday had discovered the advantage he had over every other man in the West. He didn't care how a gunfight came out. Either way, he had nothing to lose.
Doc? Why can't I go with you?
Because I'm not sure where I'm going.
Doc Holliday was going away to die, and that was the final irony. Doc didn't know, nor did I then, that in those months in Dallas his sickness had become arrested. For the rest of his long life, he lived every hour, every minute as if it were his last. This was the day that the legend of Doc Holliday was born.
It started in Dallas in '73. That's where the legend began. It spread through the West and it made history. The legend of a gun and a man. Doc Holliday.
Living his life like each day was his last.
The world of Doc Holliday.
Nothing to lose since the die had been cast.
The frontier world of Doc Holliday. Doc Holliday.
When you've nothing to lose, you don't fear anyone.
The world of Doc Holliday.
A man without fear is fast with a gun.
The frontier world of Doc Holliday.
I have always really enjoyed Warner Brothers' subtle humor, as in this episode when Ruta Lee says, "Doc dresses nice and talks nice, like a gentleman." The bartender tells her, "That don't mean anything. He could be an actor." This looks like it would have made a very good addition to the Warner Westerns. It is interesting that Jeff York also plays the heavy in the episode of Lawman that guest stars Adam West as Doc Holliday. Doc wasn't too complimentary about Texas in this episode. Guess that's why he's not on an episode of Bronco. But that could have been a fun episode had he been. Of course, the show did take some liberties with Holliday, saying at the end of this episode that his disease had gone into arrest or remission, and that he lived a long life. The real John Holliday passed away at 36 years old, but doctors had told him when he was in his early 20s that he only had a few months to live, unless he moved to a drier, warmer climate. So he did go west, and he did stop in Dallas, and lived there until 1875, working as a dentist and gambling. Adam West said the studio really liked the pilot a lot, but it was a little too realistic for the tube at that time. I think something that may have hindered the series from finding a sponsor is using the character of Doc Holliday himself, well known to have had a sickness that affected the lungs. Cigarette companies sponsored many of the 1950s Western TV shows, and I highly doubt a cigarette company would have been interested in sponsoring a series about Doc Holliday. Adam West, of course, would later become a huge star and hero to millions of children in another series of his own. Thank you for joining us for the Forsaken Westerns. We hope you'll join us here again. My name's Bob Terry. Have a great day.